Hi everyone, and apparently I'm really loud, but I'm excited to be back with you guys. Welcome to Travel in the Rocks. I'm Alicia. Go
I'm
ahead, Katie.
And I'm Lee.
And I'm really sad we
go.
are not together. And I'm super, super sad about that. This is our first podcast back to normal. And I'm really sad that we're not together because it was amazing being together on our last episode, physically together in person. And I could hug y'all and we could talk all the things together. As Lee starts to spin.
It was absolutely amazing.
There was a lot of hugging. That's why I was like, good Jesus, you weren't lying. Like that Southern hospitality hugging was just all.
I'm a hugger and I just missed y'all.
She gives the best hugs.
She does. Like it's so weird because you have those people that just kind of like do like side hugs or just full on like you didn't ask for permission type hug. Like she's kind of like right in between of just like it's perfect, it's cozy, it's welcoming. It definitely set the tone for the trip.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Now I miss y'all
We
even
should
more.
give like the hug that you needed that you didn't know you needed.
Okay, now I'm really gonna cry. This is really sweet. I love y'all. I miss y'all so much.
As you can tell, we are definitely feeling the feels because this trip was really short, but now we are missing each other really hard. So
I'm not gonna lie, I've been like,
and what makes it worse is like you have the Disney blues. Like the Disney blues already gets to you because you're leaving Disney, but then I felt like we were leaving like our little brother sisterhood little thingy,
I know,
and it was just one of those things where I'm like, maybe come back.
I know. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been stalking y'all's pages and everything because I'm like, oh, look at this cute video. Look at this cute picture. Oh, I miss them. And it's fun. It's fun. Well, cheers. Welcome back. So let's talk about what
Cheers.
Look at the fun glasses. I can't wait to talk about them. Katie, what's in your cup?
Oh man. Okay, screenshot her face right now while it's still paused. Oh no, it's about. Anyway, yeah. We have fun glasses. I think that's what she was trying to say.
Oh yeah, I did.
I cut out for a second.
Oh, bummer. I know I had a little okay. I said yes. What fun. Let's check what's in our glasses. Is it paused? Okay, I'm going to swap.
Am I going first?
Yes.
Yeah, Katie, you go first because yours is the most like technical advanced.
Look how gorgeous this guy is. This is me.
He's a stud.
In another life. In the next life. I am drinking a concoction that I just made up today. So I have sweet tea, I have seltzer water, and I have apple pie moonshine, and I mix it together.
Ooh.
Oh wow. So it's kind of like your version of a Long Island half of tea thing? I don't know what it is.
So I don't know. I don't know what you would call it, but it kind of tastes like a sweet tea cider mix. But it's really good. And I only added the seltzer in because it was so sweet when I mixed the two together that it needed something to like balance out the sweetness, and the seltzer water kind of helped that a little bit. So
cool, like a $6 like Disney soda water type thing.
It's Polar water from Walmart, $3.28 for the entire box.
There you go.
Oh, for the entire box, not just for the plastic cup. Okay,
for
cool.
The entire box.
And then I'm drinking. I'm on this big Sutter Home thing. So Sutter Home, if you're watching, like, just go ahead and sponsor this thing because I'm buying your stuff. And it's a sweet red Californian, because I'm thinking of Alicia right now, type of a thing. And I'm drinking it out of my Disney Resort mug. So I'm
Ooh,
excited about that.
I like that. Hold that mug up there again.
Oh,
Yeah,
which
that
I
mug?
want to see
This
what was
mug, that
on
mug?
it.
Because I don't think nobody wants to see the other one.
one.
Anyway, it's like
Oh, that's
the
cute.
new edition of like Mickey in the gang,
Aw,
like from the railway, and
so
it's got like
cute.
some stuff of the park. So there's the Tower of Terror, and then there's the castle.
I love it.
So it's pretty cool. And then these are the new cups. So these are the cups for 2024, the first half of the year. So I was excited. I got to get the new one.
That's cute. I love it.
And Alicia,
Well,
what do you got?
okay, so I'm drinking out of my sea turtle glass because I'll tell you why in a minute. But I am having a little soda water with a little bit of vodka from my dear friend Ryan Armstrong's distillery, Cash Butte Distillery. He makes all
Ooh.
kind of fun little vodkas, brandies. It's based on an apple orchard, so it's a whole different level, and it's delicious. And it's Cash Butte Distillery out of Washington. I love you, Ryan. I love your product. Gonna promote you. So there you go. Let's see if we can get some, and I'm gonna ship some to you guys if I can. But the
Yeah,
reason why
good.
I'm drinking out of I know. The reason why I'm drinking out of that glass is because, and we'll talk about Trader Sam's here in a minute, but this is I have to back up. The
It doesn't
cup.
fit in the frame.
This is the cup that I ordered my drink out of, and you can't, like, look at this. There's no drinking out of this thing. So I'm using my little sea
It
turtle.
takes a skilled captain to drink out of the Nautilus.
Yes, it does. Look
It
how
looks
big
like one of
this
those
thing
like
is.
wine flasks, like you have to like canter
I
and
know.
like do
Oh
these weird
my
things
gosh.
to.
You guys,
That's a
Chris, when I showed Chris the picture or the video of you drinking from that, Chris was like, "What is that? A gravy boat?" And I didn't
Yes.
realize that was like a pun within a pun because boat.
Oh my
He's like,
god,
"You were
Alicia's
drinking
hosting
gravy."
Thanksgiving this year, and that's gonna
Right.
be where the gravy's in.
It's either going to be the gravy boat or the centerpiece. I don't know. Maybe both. But it would be one thing if, like, this had a little spout. It doesn't have a spout because then you could, like, turn it. You can't. Like, you really do need the big straw that you get. But even the straw is awkward. But I love my little Nautilus cup. So,
I feel like we
but I
can
cannot
rig that
drink out of it.
sucker up to be like a hookah. We can just hookah that thing out or something.
Yeah. Well, when I ordered it, I love that in the picture it looks super cute, and I was like, "Oh, it's sea life. I love it, whatever." But I didn't read the fine print. Like I said in the last podcast, maybe read the fine print because it says best to share with 2 or 3 people or more. And now I know why.
Yeah.
Then they brought out this huge boat, and I was like, "Oh boy, somehow
Yeah,
that big old thing's gonna make it in my suitcase."
The Coast Guard literally brought that thing to us. The waiter didn't even
Yeah,
come.
they
It was
did.
the Coast Guard.
Yes.
Well, tell us what was in the Nautilus. So the Nautilus is a drink that Alicia got at Trader Sam's.
Yes.
And I love Trader Sam's. We have been talking it up, and it definitely met expectations, exceeded expectations. It was so fun. So we each got different drinks within our group. There were 8 of us there that day. And everybody I think, got something different. Not all of the drinks have the souvenir mugs, but and if you don't want the souvenir mug, you don't have to get it.
Yeah.
But they were all like everything was amazing and delicious and really fun.
It was almost like the flavors of like a Bahama Mama. While we talk about our other one, we'll try to find the recipe, not the recipe, the picture I took of the menu that had exactly what it was in there.
And do you remember what you had, Lee?
I had the Tahitian torch. I think that's what it was called.
Oh, yeah.
Yours was really pretty.
It was really pretty.
Mine was just, I didn't have the souvenir glassy thing, but like the coloration, because it's a rum-based drink, but it really did have like this islandy kind of orange vibe to it. So that's where the torch part comes in. And it was really good. I think it was like passion fruit, something else mixed in there. So it was really easy to drink. And other than that, like it's a rum-based drink. So I mean, it goes with everything.
Yeah. Actually, it's vodka. I just found the menu.
There it is.
My picture. Yeah, my picture that I took. It's the Tito's handmade vodka, tropical juice, passion fruit, and fresh lime juice was your Tahitian torch, and it came
I got
in
the
a
passion
little cup
fruit
like.
part right.
Yeah. Came in a little cup like that.
It was that
And then
orange. Like, it was crazy. It was that exact color orange.
That's cool. Yeah, mine had the Cruzan mango rum. Lord, I can't read. Estate. Goodness, what in the goodness? Appleton
Estate.
Yes, rum estate 8-year reserve. Try to get that out one time. The Combier cream de pêche de Viognier liqueur. So that's
You
like
wanted
cream.
to practice your French, right?
I know. Apparently, what was that? Cream
I
of
feel like you have to
peach
be
of the
intoxicated
vine.
just to
Yeah,
say those words.
tropical and falernum, whatever that
I don't
means.
even know what falernum is.
I don't know, but it looks super cute, and the cup was really cute. And then I realized
Yours
how big it was.
Really good. Yours tasted amazing.
Yeah.
So mine was like very sweet. I had the zombie, and it's black seal rum. It's got the same Appleton Reserve rum in it, and then it's got Bacardi rum. So mine was like 3 different rums with some tropical juices and cinnamon in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Falernum is a non-alcoholic syrup from the Caribbean.
I think it should become a drinking game every time you can't pronounce one of the words.
We're learning today, guys. We're learning. It's a spicier version of orgeat syrup. I don't know.
That's fun. Somebody's gonna have to comment on how to pronounce it.
Please do.
Yeah, we're learning. I love it, Katie. You said it right.
Okay, it's pronounced orzat, but it's spelled Orgeat.
This is fun, and that was our first stop.
Oh man, I just look at the pretty picture and be like, just give me that one. I don't care what the hell is in it. Give me that one.
That's funny.
I've never heard of that before. Yeah,
I've heard of it, but it's just not the definition that it's giving you. That's all I'm just saying.
Well, falernum is pronounced. That's how you say that.
It's funny. I love it.
Okay, but yeah, so Trader Sam's. Besides the drinks, was it exactly what I said about like the whimsicalness of the magic?
Yes,
it was, and it was so fun. You weren't kidding. Like you said, the room comes alive, and it does. So I think we should back it up just a little bit because we talk about in our last podcast, we talked about how you have to get on an actual written list, like back old school. It's not just, you can't just open table at reserve or on the Disney dining. You can't just reserve it through that. So you have to go a couple of hours in advance, or at least we were a couple of hours in advance, and we were like 4th in line, I think, to get our names on the list. And then we had to wait, I think it was another hour or so just to get back into the restaurant. But it wasn't like we had 8 people, but then we were at a table with 2 other adults, which was really fun. They were on their bachelorette party, but it was like, hey, welcome to the family. So be prepared for that. No, they didn't have a choice. They didn't. But it was like, be prepared for that because you could be at a table with random people you don't know.
I think that kind of like helps liven the spirit a little bit though, because whether you're at the bar or one of the center tables or one of the side tables, like it seemed like there were benefits to being at each one of the different tables because some of them were closer to like the windows that were, flashing with the different weather, and then some of them were right up on the bartender, which he seemed so fun. And then we had the waitresses coming out to us. So, like, wherever you sit, I feel like it's going to be a different experience, but you still get that same magical liveliness of the tiki room.
Yeah. Gosh, when can we go back?
No kidding. And it's crazy because for the listeners that are listening right now, spring break's coming up. You got summer travels that are just right around the corner. If you are going with a group of friends or your family, kids are welcome into this up to a certain time as well. So I would highly put this on like a rest day, like type of thing, but put it high up on your priority list because like they're talking about, there's no joke. There's a wait to get on the wait list. So make sure you prioritize that.
Yes. And so if you're like me too, I had no idea what a monorail crawl was until Lee explained what it is. And this one was the first stop, and it's at the Polynesian on the monorail line. So, so fun. And the Polynesian resort is just beautiful, and you can go and enjoy the resort itself while you're waiting because it's just a fun little place to go.
And you don't have to be staying there to enjoy the restaurants and the lounges. You can just go to the resort and make a reservation at one of the dining places and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So if you're a local and you're looking for something fun to do the monorail crawl because you get to go to all these different places. If you have like a extra day in your trip and you're staying on Disney property, that's something fun because you get to see all the different resorts, and maybe you'll find one that you want to stay at next time too. So,
or you'll just remember the smell. I'm telling you guys, every resort has a different smell, and it's amazing.
I know they all do that. They all have amazing smells. So after the Polynesian, we went to Grand Floridian next, right?
We did. And, well, I'm sorry. Let's go back. So what was our favorite drink at Trader Sam's? Because we tried just about all of them.
I really liked yours, Alicia. Yours was really good.
That one, it was my favorite too. And we tried them all. At least all the ones that we ordered, because all the other people ordered something different too.
Presentation wise, I want to say that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's got the best presentation. But I think Alicia's probably had like the most flavorful, very tasteful style drink.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm glad we could share it. So it was really good. It was my favorite by far. But okay, moving on to the Grand Floridian. Sorry, go ahead.
Grand Flow. So this one we went inside Beauty and the Beast, Belle's personal library, her lounge, her, very where the Beast goes and has a cigar and just hangs out. And so we got there. These drinks were definitely a different setup, class style, kind of like upscale like New York.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Grand Floridian we've talked about before. The whole vibe is like Victorian, and so you go into the Enchanted Rose, and it's got some of those Victorian elements, but a little bit of like modernistic art to go with it too, because that chandelier when you walk in that's over the bar is just
it's stunning,
so like breathtaking.
Yeah. Well,
and then I actually never realized that there was a patio out there. I have been in there multiple times and never sat out on the patio, which is where we sat, and I didn't even realize that was out there.
Yeah. That was actually my favorite part, was the patio. So the Enchanted Rose, what we're talking about, and it is gorgeous. I mean, everything in the Grand Floridian is gorgeous anyways, but it just is a continuation of that. And it just lives up to that. It is enchanting. The patio was amazing. I almost felt like we were at one of those places where you can just kind of wind down and look at the ocean. Now, granted, there was no ocean there, but just seeing the lake right there, the sunset, it was so beautiful and surreal. And then we had one of the most amazing servers who was super knowledgeable, very attentive, and just had wonderful recommendations. So kudos to Mark. He was great. So, and this was
awesome.
This was my favorite place, by the way, on the whole Monorail Crawl.
Really?
So, yeah, it was my favorite.
I have to say, I really enjoyed my drink, and those truffle fries were delicious. I feel like each place had a different vibe, so it's hard to say for me which one is my favorite, but I guess we'll get to that. But I got the lavender fog at Enchanted Rose,
which was so good. It was so good. And I'm not normally a big gin drinker, but this was incredible.
It went
pretty.
down very smooth.
Yes. And it was super pretty.
Keep that in mind, guys, while you're doing these. These are top-notch drinks. So they are very smooth, very little bite, And it's one of those things where you can get carried away really fast if you're not careful. So I'm glad Katie
Yes.
brought her electrolytes, because we were definitely hydrating with water like almost
Yes.
every other drink, because
stop,
like
yeah.
we knew they were going to sneak up on us. These are, me and my friends would call these ninja drinks, you know, like where they just casually like, what the? Just come hit you out of nowhere. And that's what all these drinks were. Like they were just like, I knew at one point I was like, oh my God, I'm going to feel it like really hard. And so I had an old fashioned. And so you definitely got that, you know, the setup for an old fashioned. They even stamped the ice. That was really cool. My ice was stamped with the Floridian logo. And yeah, that was it. What did you get, Alicia? Because yours was really special. And again, back to our server, that was some top notch knowledge that he just dropped down on us.
Yeah, so he asked me what is it that I really like, and if I like sweet, dry. I told him I don't like super sweet. I mean, I can drink a tropical drink and give me a Mai Tai any day. That's great, but that's not my go-to usually. And I was telling him, you know, I am a wine fan, but I like red wines. But this didn't feel like I wanted to try a drink. He's like, okay, I got you. I'm going to give you the French 95, and I was like, I feel like I had a French 75 once before. And he goes, no, this is different. This French 75 has gin. This one did not. And it was, I thought he said vodka, but I was just kind of looking it up a little bit before we started. And I think it's bourbon actually, but a little bit of champagne, and it may have been vodka there at the Enchanted Rose, but it blended so nicely with a little lemon twist. And then they have, a little simple syrup, I think, goes in it. And oh my gosh, I had to remind myself to sip it and enjoy it because it was so good.
That was the same issue I had with my drink because it was so good and so smooth. I just wanted to like give me a, you know, pint of the
Yes. Yes. And then like you said, the truffle fries. Yes. With the truffle fries
so
and the cocktail.
well together.
Oh, so good.
And then not
honestly,
to mention like the weather on the patio, it just felt so relaxing. So these drinks were just naturally just like seeping into every single pour that we had, because it wasn't a hot summer Florida humidity type of day. It wasn't raining. So, you know, there's no those dreary type of feelings, and it wasn't really cold. So it's like when we were drinking, we really got to have good conversation, laugh, take a lot of photos and videos. I didn't realize how many photos and videos we really took. We took a whole bunch of stuff. But it was just one of those things where I think those vibes were getting us a little intoxicated as well, not just the drinks. So it was just one of those things where it was just like, it just set for like the perfect middle bar. That was our second one in the crawl. So it was perfect. It was perfect.
What was the one place that we went to in between at the Polynesian? Because after
it's upstairs on the Polynesian. I don't know the name of that bar. Surf something?
Yeah, let me see. I tried to take pictures. Let me see.
We did stop in between the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, and some people had some drinks and some people didn't. So I think that's where Alicia and I had the really expensive soda water that we talked about in the last episode. But and then Lee, you know, got his beer flight that was only half more than our soda water.
Called the Tambu Lounge.
Tambu,
yes,
that's
the Tambu Lounge. That's right.
Yeah, Tambu Lounge. It's right upstairs, right above. I guess it would technically be right above Trader Sam's, right?
Yeah. So, like, some people do the Monorail Crawl differently because there are different lounges in each resort, and so like you could do, you know, the three main. You could do Enchanted Rose and Trader Sam's and Steakhouse 71, and that's it, you know. But at each resort there's all these other little lounges that you can go to and smaller bars. And I found with ours, because we had 8 people, it took us longer to get from resort to resort. So like by the time we got to Grand Floridian, we were able to meet up with those same girls that we saw in Trader Sam's. And they, I think, had already stopped at 2 more places.
I know, but gosh, it was so much fun. And then we'll get there as we talk about, but I am sad that there was a couple of places that we didn't try some cocktails just to talk about. So I feel like we have to go again, and redo this.
Yes. It was a good first.
And we got to do the Skyliner crawl. We didn't even touch the Skyliner when we were there.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be there for a few days, I think.
Yeah, the Skyliner crawl is more fun because you're going to hit more of the kiddie resorts. So it's fun to like blend in with the kids that act like they're drunk. And then it's like just me drunk. So it's fun. So we hit 2 technically in the Polynesian. We didn't hit 2 in the Grand Floridian. We just went to just the one.
Yep. Okay, and we spent quite a bit of time there because the view was so amazing.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find a good picture.
Perfect.
It was perfect.
And like the service was fast. The drinks were, I'd give them all, because I had a sip of each of yours, and I'd give them all a 10 out of 10 because they were all very different, but they were all really good.
That was our view.
Oh, that's just beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
It was beautiful. And then the crazy 2-part thing was, I don't know if it's, again, this is probably Disney engineering too. We were like right next to the main pool for the Grand Floridian, so like the kiddie area where they have like those splashing stuff, and that noise did not affect us at all. Like I would have thought I would have heard more kids screaming or more of the water stuff going on, but that really didn't kill the vibe. We were probably louder than them, and it was just one of those things where it was just like, that to me is really cool how they set that up. You get that beautiful view if you're there on a date or just mosey around with your friends. Like, none of the other stuff that's going on in the hotel is going to mess up what's going on right there. So that was really cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was just surreal. It was so fun. And then you could just sit and enjoy the sunset. You can sit and, well, I would say at the little kids pool, you probably need to be down there because that's like for the smaller kids. So, but
oh no, I would definitely just throw my little ones down there and be like, "Hey, just wave if you need me. I'm right up here." But then it was cool.
The inside of the bar, though, we hadn't even talked. Like, it was beautiful too. Like, the inside itself was just pristine. It was so pretty,
beautiful green color.
Yes,
and then they have the rose in a vase, or what do you call those things? Cloche? Cloche, however you say it.
Cloche. The cloche. Kolache?
No, you know what she's saying. This right here.
No, I don't know what she's saying. I don't. Right, what's a cloche?
It's a cloche.
That looks like the dang Power Ranger 2 where that guy sits in. That's what I think of.
It's the rose. It's the thing that the rose sits in from Beauty and the Beast.
This thing.
You know what that is? That's the little capsule that they put Stitch in. That looks like the same capsule, that little thing. So I think Disney did that thing where they kind of use stuff in different movies. They just put him in the Beauty and the Beast thing, and you're staying right there.
This is why I love you so much.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't grow up with cloches, gravy boats. I didn't grow up with none of that. It was hefty this and paper made that. That's all it was. All right. And if I didn't get to the table, I didn't eat. Everybody else ate before I did. That's how it was. So my fat ass made sure I got to that table.
Well, I didn't grow up with a cloche either, but I knew what she was talking about just because you've seen the movie. But we'll see the thing that they put Stitch in.
Yeah, the thing they put Stitch in. I remember that because it looked like a cookie jar. I grew up with a cookie jar. I know that.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next.
We're going through the monorail, and Katie was trying to explain this monorail or this subway girl, whatever the heck she was, like trendy TikTok-y thing, and like I'm feeling pretty good, right? I'm buzzed. I'm like, we're doing this. Everyone's kind of laughing, and she just hands me the phone and was like, "Hey, start moving and dancing," and I'm like, "What? What's going on?"
I showed you Tube Girl's video first. I did.
Yeah, you showed me, but was I paying attention? Probably not.
But you did so good though with it.
That was a lot of fun. We had like one half of the cabin to ourselves, and the other cabin had a bunch of other people, random people on it that were watching all of us. But we did such a good job in just like being confident and owning that dance, and it was a lot of fun because in
It
your
was a
video,
lot of
you can
fun.
see like all the other people, like Christy's in there jamming out, and you can see Josh in there, and Lauren and Hannah and Karen. They're all like doing their own little dances, and
And
it
then
was
at
just
the end,
like,
I just went on ham and was like, "Forget y'all, it's about me." And I just started moving everything. It was perfect. But it's so
it was
funny
awesome.
because we did have such a big group that obviously, you know, we didn't want to separate. We wanted all to be together and do those things. And so, word of advice for anybody that goes on like a big group like that, you can do this. It's just a little bit more difficult when it comes to like moving around and making sure everyone's on the same page. I'm really glad day one at least, everybody was on the same page of like where we were going and where we were moving. Because I think we started this at 2:30. Is that like that kind of the time we started at?
We got to the Polynesian at 1 to get in line, and then everybody kind of started meeting up around 2:30ish. Yeah.
Okay,
So.
cool. And then I think now that we're transitioning over to the last one, the contemporary, we didn't have a lot of time there because we had dinner reservations after this. But from 2:30 to I think we were there at like 7ish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So we got to the contemporary. We went down to one of the little lounges, and a few people were having a drink, and I don't think we calculated how much time we needed to get to our next reservation. So that's probably a word to the wise. Maybe not make a dinner reservation if you're doing the monorail crawl, because you don't know how much time it's going to take. And I think we kind of like
make one that's near you. We went to like the other side of the resorts. That was the thing. We went from contemporary all the way to the other side of the park. So if you're gonna do it, just make sure it's close. But
yeah,
I'm really bummed because Steakhouse 71 was pretty fun.
No, and it looks
so
cool.
Basically, if everybody doesn't understand what we're saying, we didn't get to have any drinks at Steakhouse 71 because we just ran out of time. We got there and we recorded there and we were ready to go in, and then everybody came back and was like, we gotta go.
That's why we have to do the monorail crawl again.
The monorail crawl. Yeah, we gotta do it again. And then
we definitely cheated Steakhouse 71. But the bar in Steakhouse 71, so it's the bar area is separated than the dining area. So that's, you know, so if you have kids, don't think this is a place that you can't go, because there's a whole other restaurant side. And then the bar area, it was large. I mean, it was a big bar. So I was worried that we weren't going to all be able to sit together. But there was plenty of seats at the bar for us all to sit. I'm just sad we didn't get to partake in a beverage to try so that we could talk about it.
Yep.
So, yeah,
that's
cool.
I don't know if we're going to do this, but are we going to bash the place where we ate, or are we just going to just say it wasn't that great?
I think we should just say we had a bad experience and it wasn't that great. The chips were the best part. And then move on to the Festival of the Arts.
Yeah.
Throwing the people's elbow at people. She was about to lay the smacker down, man.
I just don't know if they were having a bad night or something, you know, so.
Yeah,
here's my thing.
Go ahead, Lee.
Okay, so here's my thing. You can have a bad night. I get that. But I do feel like when we were there, obviously there were other big parties as well. And I noticed that some of their tables were being a little bit more attentive than like ours. So I can't say they were having a bad night, because the restaurant looked like it was pretty moderately busy. I give them that. But for the most part, there were parties the same size of ours, if not bigger. I know the party behind us was bigger than ours, and they seemed to be getting the service that they needed. So it was just one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if it was just where we were sitting, was in the middle of the ruckus, so they kind of kept passing us, or I don't know what it was. But me personally, I don't want to name the restaurant, but I'm probably not going to go back.
Yeah, I'm with you. I doubt I will, because even when we finally did get the food, it wasn't spectacular that I would want to try it again. But my thing is, and this is where I did almost lose myself, was the rudeness. I couldn't, like, from the server staff and from I thought he was kind of a manager, but maybe he had a suit like a manager, but he did not speak. He was not one that spoke to us. Now, I will say the manager that did speak to us, she was very kind, very appreciative of our patience. But the gentleman that I spoke to and the rudeness that I literally had to leave the table because I was going to go switch military style real quick. But yeah, anyway, so that was that. But that's okay, because the next day we had a great time at Festival of the Arts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, next day.
fine.
But I tell you what, two sleepyheads over here had me like all by myself for like 3 hours, and I'm just like, this is travel on the rocks, all right? Not
Sorry.
sleep in your pod. And
I'm
it was
I
just
sorry.
one of
know. I
those
knew
things.
that was going to be an issue because, like, in my head,
Sorry.
I'm thinking I'm still 25 years old and I can go party like it's 1999, but apparently I needed sleep.
Yeah. Well, my problem was I had literally had an hour and a half before, and that was because I took the red eye thinking, yeah, I can totally sleep on the plane. No, I cannot sleep on the plane. And
I
it
give you
was
props,
awful.
Alicia, for even like doing the monorail crawl because Alicia had zero sleep.
God. I straight up like revisited my 20s again, like, yeah, just power through. It's fine.
Crash.
Yes. And then I did not make rope drop the next day like I wanted to. So, you know.
Here's the
Okay,
crazy
okay.
part. We made like rope drop. Like we rope dropped the rope drop. Like it was so crazy when me and my other travel buddy got there, because obviously with the resorts now that everything's kind of back to normal, you can kind of get early hours, extended magic hour, whatever in the morning. And we got there thinking, okay, we're going to be right here on time. They were letting people in the park before those hours. So that was really cool. Now there was a holding area, so it wasn't like we could actually go into the rest of the park, but it was really nice that you can tell the folks that were just rope dropping, I'm like, suckers, you should have stayed at the park. They were still waiting for us, and then we were bypassing everybody. And this is a word, because y'all didn't get to, I don't know if y'all got to do this or not, but if you're doing that, you do have to rescan your ticket or your magic band so they can verify that you're staying there at the resort, and then they let you go through. And this was my first time seeing the undressed Walcott that I'm so accustomed to seeing over the last decade. So I got to see the new garden area right behind the ball. I got to see the new Walt statue, and then of course, oh, my wife's gonna kill me, but I met my other wife while I was there, Moana. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh. Okay, this is what my husband always says when he sees a pretty famous girl. He says, that's someone I'll take to IHOP.
I'll be hopping, but not into the pancake place. I'll tell you that much. But it was just one of those things where it was just like, it was so perfect because, again, y'all lazy bums. We got there so early that they were able to let us in certain areas. So I did get to go see the journey of the water like before everybody else got there. So that was really cool to kind of get footage and content before it got really crowded. And then like before I knew it, Moana was like lining up for meet and greet. So it was like perfect timing. I was like third in line. Perfect. There was a little girl. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to see Moana. And I was about to push the little girl out the way and be like, she's coming for me. And that's it. Now, I was highly upset that it was still chilly. So, you know, I get it. She's an actress. You know, she's going to do her thing. She had her coat on. So I was just like, okay, Moana, I'm sorry. Either I'm taking off my shirt or I need you to take off this jacket. Someone's going to not be wearing a shirt right now. But again, I'm at Disney, so I can't do that fully. It was amazing.
Oh, it
was amazing.
That's awesome.
He was really excited to meet Moana, and we heard about it for about 4 different countries in until we got to Germany, and then it transitioned to something else that we'll tell you about here shortly. But
yes, we'll get to that in a minute because oh my God, my wife is gonna kill me on this one. But it's one of those things. I got home. Yeah, they were actually advising against this stuff, but Festival of the Arts. All right, the first thing we did when they got to Epcot, we went to one of the best rides I think across all theme parks right now. Like, not just Disney. I think all theme parks. This is probably one of the best rides. Katie, what's the name of this ride?
Living with the Land.
This is why I love you, Katie, because you're so funny and witty. I would never be able to think that quick on my feet.
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure after this podcast, I'll be living on the land.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Cosmic Rewind. Oh my God, it was so great.
And Lee, this was your first time on it, wasn't it?
Yes, this was
so good.
Epcot. I've done Epcot before, but this is before the revamps, everything else. So a lot of the stuff that we did at Festival of the Arts was my first time doing it. So it was really cool that I got to kind of almost like experience like my clients' first time at Disney. I haven't had that experience in forever because we go so often. So this was a really cool experience. So yes, Cosmic Rewind, first time riding it, and shout out to one of the most colorful agents in our agency. She did the set up for the queue, and she got us in at like one of the first like boarding groups. It was perfect.
Yeah, I've never had a boarding group that early before, so that was really cool.
Yeah, Karen's amazing. So shout out to Karen. She hooked us all up with that. It was awesome. Yeah, favorite roller coaster. It's hard. It's hard because with Disney, I go to the classics like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe it's Haunted Mansion, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's Pirates. Like, I love those two classic rides, but this hands down is the best roller coaster there. The best, it might be the best attraction. I just really cling on to the classics. Such a good one.
So good. And I think
I screamed the entire time.
I've only been on it twice, and I think the same song played the last time that I rode it, but I still enjoyed it. It was still like amazing. So there were things that I
the entire time.
I know we both like. Oh no, we didn't record it because I was like, I'm pretty sure we recorded it, but no, we didn't record it.
Thank God.
And here's the crazy part: our party. Yeah, our party's so big, so like, there's only 4 that sits in a cart, and so like I went behind them. So luckily, even though like I'm like, oh, I'm not sitting with nobody. The lady I was sitting next to was, I'm not trying to age shame or whatever, but she's definitely my grandmother's age, and she was like, "Put your hands up," and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna fall out of the cart," and I see Katie and Alicia right in front of me because this ride not only like does dips and turns, the cart rotates. So there was a part where I'm looking face to face with Katie and them, and they got their hands up. I'm holding on to the damn little thing. Lady next to me is like, "Stop being," and like, "Put your hand up." And I was just like, "Oh my God!" Like, this lady was a trooper. Like, it was so crazy. But
we rotated at one point, and you were like right next to us, and I was like, "Lee!" And you were like,
"No." That's like, this was before any drinks, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad we didn't start drinking because this would have been bad.
Oh gosh.
Yes. And in fact, I'm glad you said that, because honestly, that's what, when I have clients that have never done this before, never rode this ride, I tell them Epcot is great. You can have cocktails there, but ride the roller coaster first before you do any drinking. Because it's an omni coaster, so the way that it rotates and moves, and it is the smoothest roller coaster I have ever been on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But I'm like hands up, screaming the entire time to where I'm losing my voice whenever I came off. It was so fun.
I'm having to accept the fact that this guy is just gonna like walk all over me during this entire podcast. So,
the little ladybug. I told you it brings you luck. She's got a little ladybug visitor.
Oh, that's what that is?
You can't see it?
I was wondering, I'm like, what does Katie have? I was like, hey, Jesus.
He keeps flying into my peripheral view, so I'm not like trying to ignore you guys.
What if it's like a spirit? You and your little spirit stuff. What if it's like somebody coming in on you? I don't know.
He's being friendly, so
that's funny.
Brought back somebody from the Haunted Mansion.
Okay, so Epcot, Mexico or Canada, we've talked about before. You always go Mexico first, I think, personally.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. As soon as I saw the pyramid, I was like, that's it, game over. Y'all gonna see a different side of me. It was so much fun. And shout out to everybody who's been watching our content on TikTok. Y'all have been giving us like great feedback, great everything. Our numbers are going up on there. So shout out to everyone. Travel on the Rocks on TikTok. Thank you. Y'all got to see, and we still have more content to put out, but y'all obviously are enjoying what we're doing. And yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun.
It was fun. we had several different margaritas, I think, at Mexico. What did you get, Lee? Do you remember, or do you not remember?
I got a beer. I did
You got
not
a
start with
beer.
a margarita because I was like, if I start with a beer, knowing that we're going into Norway and I'm gonna get like coffee and stuff like that, I didn't want the tequila to start messing with me.
So
Because
I
I
got
tell
one
you
of
what,
the Festival of the Art margarita. I forget what it was called, but it was really good because it was kind of like wine margarita almost. It was really yummy though.
It was really good, and I don't like margaritas. And I remember I tasted it because I was like, I just want to try. It's a little different, and it was pretty good. I don't know if I could drink, if me personally could drink a whole one, but it was pretty good. So that was the other thing, and I'm glad you brought it up in the festival. And it's with any of the festivals at Epcot because they have little food and drink kiosk, but they have a little booklet that you can go and for each of the little kiosks or the countries that are representing the kiosk, and you can select one of the food or drink options for it. So I brought my little book home as this little souvenir. So I probably should have brought it for this podcast, but I can go get it if we need.
Well,
but that is really cool because you can definitely pre-plan what you want, or like I think y'all were circling what we got or what we were dating.
Yeah.
So like when we got to the next place, we already kind of knew where to order, where to do this, because there are tons of people that are doing this thing. So just keep that in mind, time management. And I'm gonna.
I like getting those books too because
oh yeah,
that was the funniest sound.
Exactly. Refill.
They do a lot of the same drinks each year. Like they definitely have new ones, but they do repeat a lot of the same foods and drinks at the festivals. And I like taking those books and checking off what I had previous years, because in the following year, if I go back, I can be like, oh, I tried that last time. It was really good. I liked it. And I tried this. And we had, I remember what was so good at the Mexico, the lobster taqueria.
Oh, yes.
Posada, that thing was amazing.
So good.
So good.
So good.
That was like probably hands down my favorite food that we had that day.
Oh, because y'all didn't start with breakfast, right? Y'all just went straight from the hotel like to the park.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. I was like, I don't remember eating, but then I was like, oh, I had breakfast because I woke up.
And I slept, and it was amazing.
Yep, it was amazing. That's good.
If I was going to make it for the rest of the day, I needed to sleep. So,
and so we went to Norway.
I know we don't have our tattoos to look at anymore. So,
and you know what's funny is I knew
mine evolved.
So I bought I'm glad you brought it up, because I bought the little temporary tattoos that you can get on Amazon or whatever, and it's the countries around the world of Epcot or whatever. And mine lasted for about a week and some change on my arm. But I had bought 2 packs, and I was like, I know I bought 2, but I thought maybe they had stuck it all in the one. I don't know why I would have thought that, but I guess anyway, long story to say, when I came back, I have a whole new pack for it. So the next time we go, I've got it ready.
I was
those tattoos got us so many compliments too. Like people were like, that is the coolest thing in the world.
That is such a good gift idea for somebody taking an adult trip down there too, or like a bachelorette party or something like that. I love that.
And I tell you what, it was perfect because I knew if I got lost, I'd be like, okay, which one wasn't checked? That's probably where they're at.
I know we forgot to bring Lee's kitty leash, so
and a marker. So we had to borrow people's markers wherever we could find them to mark out. Because I thought a pen would work, it did not work. So if you do the tattoo, bring a little marker. Yeah, it was good. But let's talk about.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Katie. No, go ahead, Katie. Well, I was just going to say, let's talk about Norway and the Viking coffee, because holy crap on a cracker, that was tasty. That was favorite.
Good. That was your favorite drink, the whole.
I think so. I think it was, really. I really do. It was so good. And I don't know if it's because I needed a coffee, but it had a little bit of a pick-me-up kind of coffee or what. But it was so good. Oh,
man. That espresso was expressing. Like, it was really nice. And then, like, our Epcot day got pretty warm pretty quick. Like, it wasn't, like, cool like it was the day prior. So that kind of, like, hitting in the morning was very refreshing. But, again, it was amazing.
It was really good.
China, I feel like the drinks kind of went a little downhill.
Yeah.
Is that where we got the boba?
Yeah, the Kung Fu Punch that Josh got was really good. Yeah, and that's the one that I wanted to get first, and then he got it. And I was like, well, I don't want to get the same drink as you.
No, you should have got the same drink because you made me and Alicia drink boba. And I was like, oh, God. It was
that was an experience that was entertaining for me.
Oh, God.
And I'm sure it will be entertaining for the rest of the world when we post those videos.
Yeah, no. Boba balls get out of my face.
We had the lychee drink with boba, and the lychee was not very strong. It tasted more like tea than
it didn't taste it at all. Yeah, I didn't think so either. I was not super impressed with that one. And then we went to Germany, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet right here because apparently Katie's leaking all my evidence out on TikTok. But
it was you're such a good dancer.
So at this point, I'm already feeling pretty good. We're 3 drinks in, going into the 4th one. I think I had another beer in Germany. But before we got to the beer, there was this amazing band that was playing, and as much as the person that commented like what language was it, I didn't even realize they were speaking German. I was just listening to the band, and so it wasn't until like halfway during the song I'm like, does she have a speech problem? Like, I don't understand what she's saying.
Oh my God.
I didn't realize how beautiful German was. Like, she was singing so beautifully, and I was like, I thought Spanish and Italian was like a sexy language, but the Germans are doing something, right? They're doing something, all right? It was awesome. She's my best friend.
Oh,
so this singer, her name's Julia. She comes to Epcot, I think, every year. But she sings a lot of Disney songs in German. So she sang like Under the Sea in German and, other famous Disney songs. And it was just, you can recognize the song because of the tune, but obviously we couldn't understand a word she was saying. But Lee got out there and was dancing. And when he started dancing, her face lit up, and she came off the stage after one of her songs and she was like, I am totally digging your vibes. And she the band came down and they hugged Lee and they were like, we love this dude. So it was just really like the whole band was really sweet. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah, they were really cool.
Go back next year and see them again.
Oh no, we are going back. All right, like I have to see her again. And it was so cool because like I think for me, a lot of people don't realize, like with my other job, like I entertain, right? I DJ, I do those things. But what separates me when it comes to DJing stuff, like I dance. I'm not just behind the DJ booth. I get out there and I get everybody going. So there's a lot of people that don't realize that, like for entertainers like them, they probably put on like 3 shows a day. They're doing this 8 days a week, or however, 8 days a week. There's only 7 days. They're doing it every day of the week. And so it's one of those things where I think for me, you don't realize that even though they do this as a job, they don't know what they're going to see. They don't know how they're going to react. So to be able to make her smile like that, it was like perfect.
And you're a great dancer, so it's fun watching the video. So if you haven't watched it, it's on all of our pages. So it's fun. We love it.
Yeah, my wife wasn't smiling very much. But I will dance for her later this evening. Wink, wink. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that.
And we love your wife too.
We all had beer in Germany, I think.
I think we all had beer. Yeah.
But remember, we had the chocolate liqueur shot, and then we also had the apple.
Is that where the fig was?
Yes.
Oh, that's all the liqueurs. Y'all had like 5 different shots of everything.
Yeah. But we were sharing it.
Liqueur was out of this world. I need to buy a bottle of that. I took a picture of it.
We were doing our Travel on the Rocks album debut. We were feeling really good because I think we were singing inside one of the pub little things, and then this group was like, "Oh, when's your album coming out?" And then I don't know, we just started singing again. It was so much fun.
It was fun. But in Germany they had
forgot about that.
You do. You need to get the fig because I knew when I ordered it, I felt bad because I didn't order it first, and I was like, I bet Katie would like the fig. I don't know what I was thinking. I knew better, so I had to go back and get the fig, and I'm so glad I did because I knew that you were gonna love it. I knew that was gonna be your favorite.
Oh, it was so good. The other one was apple, right? It was like
Yeah, it was an
apple,
apple.
chocolate, and fig.
Yeah, the chocolate one was really good. I didn't love the apple one, but the chocolate one was good, and the fig was really good. So, and then the beer. So I had more of like a shandy type style because I'm not a huge beer drinker, but it was really tasty. It was good. So
yeah,
I enjoyed Germany.
I think I had a sip of each of yours. I didn't get a full drink at that spot.
I don't think any of us got the grapefruit beer too. That's the one everybody gets when they're in Germany, like that grapefruit type beer.
That was the one I had. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I had. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I had. It was pretty.
I don't like
I couldn't
that
drink
one.
I couldn't drink the whole thing just because I'm not a big beer drinker. But it was for me for beer. It was good, but yeah. But you're a beer drinker, so you like beer.
One of the things that our group did really well was like as we started progressing, we started sharing some of the drinks, which made it a lot more fun, in my opinion, because we could try more things, but also not get completely sloshed out of our mind.
Yeah,
oh seriously. Gosh.
Yeah, because
so we were 4 countries in
halfway through.
Yep, we got Italy next.
Yeah,
Italy. So this is the halfway point.
Yes. What did we have? So you got.
I'm looking at my pictures right now, trying to remember what we had.
I feel like I need to go get the little book. Because we got the one, I know, and it was good. The drink that you got was really, really good. Darn it! I feel like I need to go get the book. I'm gonna go get the book. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Oh, so I think this is where, that was one of the drinks that we got.
Yeah, that was it.
And we're all holding it, so I think we all split one.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's each of us with the same drink.
Oh God!
But I
think at this point, this is where the alcohol was hitting me the most, and so like I don't remember this. I just remember going to Morocco.
No, we did share that one, and then Josh, I think, had a drink.
I think we had another drink. I don't know if we actually got our own because I think we shared a lot in Italy.
We drank water here. I remember that. I remember getting electrolytes and stuff like that.
This one was good though, whatever this is called.
That one was really good. Like really, really good. We did all buy water at this point, and we were definitely hydrating. And we had grabbed some water, I think maybe in China too, but this was like our second rehydration period, so it was good. And then we moved to America.
Yep, and we got Josh got the moonshine, the blackberry moonshine, I think it is, which everybody talks about online. And absolutely, if you go to the United States in Epcot, get this because it was so good.
Yes, yeah, that one was good.
That one was probably my favorite drink out of the whole. Like the fig liqueur and then the blackberry moonshine was amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, and Lee, you had a flight.
I had the flight.
Yeah. And then we all tried that one. So
I like the
stout. And the flights, guys, they are like amazingly priced. They are not overpriced. That's the best way to kind of experience a lot of that stuff if you get the flights. And I wish every country had them, but for the most part, I think the majority of them do. And jump on the flights if you can. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was good. And there's food too. So we weren't just like, pounding it out. We were actually eating and trying to stay sober. And so I thought we actually did really good. Like, because I've seen drunk people there.
The break? Oh yeah, they're there.
Well, so we went to Japan next, and we got the little personalized sake. Which the sake itself didn't taste that great, but the little box that you get is really cute. So cute. It's kind of like a nice souvenir. And then I don't know, the sushi donut, that was decent. Do you remember what this was? It's like a pink drink. That
might have been something that Hannah got. I'm trying to remember. because I tasted the sake. I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I
very
remember
well.
the sake. Socked me in the
Yeah.
face. Good Jesus.
Yeah.
And then we went to Morocco after.
Yeah. We had our sangria.
And
I want
we
to talk
got-
about Morocco. All right, we're not talking about Morocco. These over here. Good Jesus. So
No, it's
Well, we have to talk about it.
yes. We
okay,
have
so
to.
I'll break down the beginning on my perspective. So like again, we're feeling wonderful at this part. I'm on sky high because I'm seeing an ex-wife of mine, Jasmine. She's doing her little performance thing over there, and so we're having a good time. I think this is where we had two other really good drinks here. Oh no, they did like a half and half of one type of.
The
We
sangria.
had the sangrias. We had the two
Yeah,
different
the
sangrias.
We had the two
Yeah.
different sangrias. So like that felt really good. Anyway, so Morocco, because apparently people don't know Disney's obsession with certain genitalia. We went to this little alley thing where it's the line to meet and greet, go to Jasmine, and it's one of those things where I didn't realize where we were, but they were just like, go stand next to this wall and take a picture and do a little funny pose and put your hand on it and do this. And I'm like, okay, there's too many instructions going on, but I'm game, like whatever. I don't care. I put my hand off, kicking my leg up. I have a rose in my hair. I don't know how that thing stuck on my damn hair. And we're doing this. Fast forward a week later, I found out I'm standing next to the damn penis shed that Disney, I guess, once built. And it's like, I'm like, really, guys? And they, oh my God, it was embarrassing.
Well, I
Okay.
will say, go ahead,
Go ahead.
Katie. 'Cause-
Go ahead.
no. Okay, I was going to say, I will say, so the door doesn't, I mean, not the door now, but like the way that the building was shaped, yes, it was phallic shaped, but it also is one of those things like you don't see that until, but you can't unsee it when you do. But you know what I mean? Like,
No, you can see it. That had the shaft and everything. But it was just one of those things where I'm like, it's kind of ironic they put a door there. I was just like, oh, whatever.
It was okay. From our perspective, we just told you to go stand next to this door because it had a lot of history. That's it.
yeah.
Which it does.
And
it has a lot of history.
It does.
Because fans of Epcot would go there for years and years and years, and it was like this inside joke of all Epcot adults to go stand next to our little friend.
Yeah, the
And I will
pillar of
say-
life.
There was a line of people in front of the door now, so they were very sweet to kind of move to let me take the picture, but I wish I would have gotten more.
There are two. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm pretty sure two of them were like, "Here comes this dude. Don't know he's standing next to the damn penis wall," and it was just, I was like, "Come on, guys, like, don't."
Okay, I will say most people who do take their pictures next to it know what it is, but we just had to, since you didn't know what it was, we had to. You can totally
Yeah,
get
we
us
did have to.
back. I'm sure you will get us back at some point.
Yes.
I can't. Like, how can I just? Oh, here's a penis. Like, go stand next to it. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do that to y'all. That doesn't work. But if I find, I don't know, I'll figure out something. We're going on a cruise ship, and I'm gonna make sure one of those sunken boats or something down there. I don't know. We'll figure out something.
I'm gonna say you will find a way. I know.
I know
you will. Lee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
karma. It'll come back to us. Don't worry.
It will. It totally will.
Yeah.
But this is where we broke to go for dinner at yeah,
Coral
this is where
Reef.
we went. Coral Reef. Yeah. And so we took a boat, and that was actually the first time I'd taken the boat, the
Oh, and the showcase.
Freedom. Yeah. The
Yeah, I think it
showcase
was the
boat,
first
Freedom.
time for a lot of us. I've
was
been
cool.
to Epcot like a million gazillion times and just never done the boat. So
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. Like you get across the world. It was really cool. And Coral Reef was really yummy. I really enjoyed the fish that I had. I had like an actual full dinner plate because I was really hungry at this point, and it was fish. And why are you laughing, Lee?
I don't know if it's just my southern thing or whatever, but I'm like, okay, fish and chips or whatever. I'm thinking like I can get some fish down here. And it's like, no, they want to respect the animals and not fry them. So everything is like grilled salmon this or mahi
is-
mahi this. And I'm
it
just
is
like,
kind
what
of like
about
a
chicken
weird
tendies?
concept because you're eating fish while you're watching the fish.
Yeah, that it was a little, yes. But I was going to say, it is actually a beautiful aquarium while you're eating seafood. So,
it is pretty. And I love how like all the chairs, so like wherever you sit in there, it's kind of like a stadium or like a theater sitting. It kind of goes up, but everything faces towards the tanks. And I mean, you'll see some massive stingrays and manta rays, and there was like one big turtle at the very end. That was really cool that we got to see them all together. But yeah, I'm at least hoping to see some chicken tendies or something of that nature. And
it was very healthy food.
Yeah,
it was very
healthy,
yeah.
But it did hit the spot. Like it wasn't like it was like not filling. It was very filling because I ended up ordering something off the kids' meal, and it was me being a big guy. It was actually really good.
Yeah. I got mac and cheese and some veggies, and I was filled. So
yeah, it was good. And then we went back on the boat and went back across. And then where did we go after Morocco? Did we go to France? That's right. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And Alicia showed us the little bakery that was so good. Patisserie, whatever you call it.
No, you're right. Yeah,
that's where I broke off because I wanted to keep drinking.
Oh, I know.
It was so
wanted
good.
You to try it. Yes, I wanted you to try it.
Yeah, I wanted the slushy and I wanted the beer, and I was like, okay, I just ate fish. I need a drink again. But what did y'all get?
I got this guy, and I got an espresso, and it was perfect. And it's like raspberries, and I think the macaron was like raspberry flavored. And it was so good.
And I got a creme brulee, and I'm telling you, every time I go to France in Epcot, I have to go to the boulangerie and get something. They have the best desserts there, and you can get like sandwiches and stuff or whatever, French style. But I have to go, and I love trying to go and practice my French. It's funny because like whenever I was there, I was like, I can understand what she's saying, but I could not get my words out.
You were doing such a good job. You really were.
I was trying. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So I try to practice every time I go, but I just love that it's like back in the little nook of it, and so it's in the very back of the pavilion, and it's the desserts are amazing. And then you can get wine or champagne or something too, but I think this is just kind of where we just all hydrated and had a little dessert or coffee or whatever. It was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
And then
it's cool. Sorry.
No.
People that never been to Epcot. Yeah, then we found you. But people that never been to Epcot, it's cool to pay attention to the cast members in each country. A lot of them try to like stick to like their native destination country, like tongue or whatever they speak. So like they will speak that language. That's really cool. You really do feel like you're there. Or get in a Uber driver with a Hispanic and try to talk Spanglish like I did. That was pretty fun.
But you bring up a good point because the cast members, if you've never been, they all represent their home country. So you will have French cast members in France. You will have, it's really cool. The English cast members in England, they were really fun.
What did he say to you?
So when we got to England, they had a cider that was on their menu, and I figured they probably wouldn't have one, but I really love this one cider. It's called Aspal. And I know it sounds terrible the way I say it, but whatever. And so I said, just by chance, do you have Aspal? Because you can only get it. I've never seen it in the States. You can only get it in England, and I love it. It's so good. He goes, absolutely. It's right there in front of my street in my house. And I was like, no, not asphalt. And he just kept going on. And I'm like, I know you understand me. I know I'm speaking Southern. But then this other really nice bartender, he's like, oh, that's an excellent cider. And that's my British terrible accent. But
that was really good. You like switched into that, and I was like, ooh, Alicia. Ooh, girl.
But it was really fun. I was like, no, not asphalt. I think he just wanted me to keep saying it, and it was funny. But yeah, anyway.
No, I thought you were like auditioning for Doctor Who there for a second, because I was like, ooh, girl.
That was good.
That was fun. Yeah. Anyway,
And so after
a few English friends, and I've been deployed there a few times, so I like it. But anyway, ask Paul if you ever go to England. It's an amazing cider if you like ciders, because I can't find them in the States. So
and then asphalt is something we don't have a lot of in Texas, apparently, or damn potholes. But so we went to where after this?
Well, we had one beer that we split between the three of us, I think, here in England, and then after that, it was time for
Journey of Water. No, Canada. Oh, we went to Canada. I was so excited about Journey of Water. We went to Canada.
Yes, Canada.
Canada.
And we actually had that drink that we ended on was really nice. It was
a nice one.
It was like a frozen bourbon drink, like maple bourbon.
Yes.
It had these like chocolate nails in it. But that was pretty interesting because it was totally different texture than any of the other drinks we had, really. So
yeah, that was a really good one.
And then I went and got some poutine.
Canada smells like kettle corn, and it was amazing.
Yeah, there was a lot of kettle corn over there. I will say, now that I've had real poutine, the poutine in Epcot is severely lacking. They need to up their game a lot and add a lot more gravy.
Come visit you so much.
They could use they need to use Alicia's Nautilus gravy boat and just start pouring more gravy on the poutine in Canada.
It's too funny.
I will say though that the risotto was on point that they made. That was really good.
Really?
Yeah, that one was really, really good. And then we went to Journey of Water, and that was the best way to end the night. Oh,
that was an awesome way to end the night. I had not seen it at night yet, so that was a really cool experience. And if you go, like, look at it during the day, but then come back to it later and look at it at night, because it's two totally different experiences.
Yeah. It was so fun. Gosh, such a good trip. And then when you leave and you see Spaceship Earth all lit up and just brings a tear to your eye. And then, we did watch the fireworks show, which was amazing. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, now I need to go back.
Yeah. Then the pansies dipped out on me again. I had to go party some more by myself.
No, I'm sorry. But I had to go to Magic Kingdom the next day, and I was on very, very borrowed time. So I knew that I had to go to bed.
Well, and since you're talking about Magic Kingdom, and Lee kind of mentioned this when he was talking about rope dropping Epcot, but we rope dropped Magic Kingdom, and I don't know if I just never realized this and always started in Tomorrowland when I rope dropped Magic Kingdom, but there's only Tomorrowland and Fantasyland open when you rope drop at Magic Kingdom. And I never realized that before. So just know when you go to rope drop.
I never thought about that either. I always go to Tomorrowland. Maybe that's something we should ask everybody. Like, where do they go if they rope drop? Because I've always done Tomorrowland.
I always have too. And then when we got there, we tried to go to Adventureland because we were trying to do Pirates first.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, it's just Fantasyland and Tomorrowland." And I was like, "What? This is something I never have realized in all my years of going." And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure every time I've rope dropped, I've just naturally gone to Tomorrowland.
So, which is funny because I always try to go Adventureland first. I always do. I love it. That's funny.
Yeah.
So that's something I think we should ask people. We need to ask them, if you go to Magic Kingdom early in the morning, rope drop, or the first thing you go to, which side do you go to?
You can't go to Adventureland. It's closed off.
I'm just saying, like the first thing you go to in Magic Kingdom in general. When it opens, do you go to the right? Or do you go to the left?
Gotcha. Yeah.
I go left. That's funny.
Yeah, I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah,
and then we got rained on and went and got our ponchos and were thoroughly soaked, but it was still a magical time. So
they got sprayed, guys. They got sprayed.
No, we got
soaked. Yes. And I will say the best part of that day, even though I hated saying goodbye, is like Katie's like, well, let's go in a store so I can hug you bye. I was like, okay, that's a great idea because it was pouring. We dipped into this one store, and I remember we walked by one. I was like, nope, that's too much glass, and I will break something, I'm sure, as I'm trying to walk out. So we went to the next one, and I'm so happy because the Dapper Dans were in there performing, and it was the best way to say goodbye to Walt Disney World. It was entertaining.
It was
obviously,
really magical.
It was.
It was like they were everything that we did led up to that point, and because like Alicia said, she was like, "Oh, let's go in here." Oh no, too many breakables. Oh, let's go in here. The Dapper Dans are playing.
It was so amazing. And I always hate saying goodbye, but it was one of those we'll see you real soon, and it was it was perfect.
It was perfect enough.
It was perfect.
And so I think to go ahead and end this one off, moving forward, I know we have a lot of travels that we are wanting to do. Realistically, let's go ahead and clear this out. Where do y'all want to go next? Like, if we had the opportunity and the timeline landed up, do y'all want to go on a cruise? People are throwing out Disneyland for the Food and Wine Festival. Where do y'all want to go?
You mean for like us together again?
Yeah. Live Travel on the Rocks Part 2.
Yeah.
I mean, if everything added up, like if it's the perfect world and we can all sync everything up together, where would we go?
On a cruise.
% on a cruise.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm excited.
Yeah. I really want to try Virgin Voyages. I really been learning about it and got through all the training of it. I really want to go explore the ship. I want to try to explore some of the other ones that we have. Like I'm going through princess training right now. I've done Norwegian training, so I'm actually getting ready to go on that one. But I really, really think we would have a good time on Virgin, I think. So that's where I'd like to go next. When we're all together.
For sure, Virgin, I think, would be high up on my list if we decided to go cruises. But I'm telling you right now, guys, Royal is making it very hard for me to not want to book one of these massive new ships. And I'm like, I really want us to get on one of those boats.
Yes. I love Royal Caribbean. But I want to experience other ones, but I love Royal Caribbean. So I'm okay with that too.
So I guess we have some behind the scenes discussions to do.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. So, again, guys, follow us on all of our accounts. Our question of the week, I guess, is which way do you go when you go to Magic Kingdom? Right or left?
Yeah. Can't wait to hear what everybody says. So please drop us some notes in our chat box and all the things. So it's very exciting.
And thanks to all of our tipsy tourists for following us and hanging out with all of our travels. And maybe one day you can meet up with us too and have a couple of drinks.
Yay! It'll be fun. All right. Thanks, guys. Until next week.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
Cheers.